With thousands of games being made every single day, I find it extremely hard to challenge myself as a game developer. Well, as this challenge may not be the most original idea in the world, I would like to attempt to create the world's hardest game in just 3 days. Meet my girlfriend, Mackenzie. Now, she's been playing video games for the last 20-ish years of her life, and so in 3 days, she's gonna be sitting in this exact same chair playing through the game so we can see how hard it really is. I've never built a rage game before, so giving myself a few days to do this is not gonna be an easy task. Well, obviously, the first step to any kind of game creation is the idea phase. So let's do some brainstorming. Okay, so here's my idea. All right, so we got this guy. His name is Greg, and he's going hunting. And he wants to hunt a golden goose because, I don't know, that's all I could think of. And, you know, everything starts with G, so why not? So we have Greg, and he's gonna go hunt the golden goose. But along the way, he's gotta hike up the mountain. In addition to Greg going up the mountain, the main mechanic that I want for my game, as most rage games usually have like one basic mechanic to the actual gameplay loop, is basically I want Greg to actually propel off the ground from his shotgun. And so basically you're gonna create this gameplay loop of a basic platformer game, but in reality, the main gameplay loop is actually you're just shooting around in all directions around you and propelling Greg in different directions using gravity, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. After creating the main protagonist, the next thing I wanted to get done was creating the shotgun for the player to shoot themselves off the ground, along with creating the sniper rifle for Greg to actually hunt the animals as he climbs up this mountain, and then moving over to tileset creation with varied biomes to explore for the game to have a solid base to move forward with the actual coding side of things and get this game off the idea phase and into action. Alright, so Greg has actual animations now, which is pretty cool, but here is my first test after 20 minutes of coding in some basic platformer gameplay. Also, I did a little bit of some code copying from Monster Tribe's sexy camera object, but to be honest, I've made like 100 cameras at this point, so I'm not really learning anything new. I just want a nice camera that works, so. Okay, so for this section of the video, I'm gonna be giving myself 1 hour to complete as much as I possibly can. We're about like halfway through the project. I'm gonna see how much I can get done in 1 hour, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so the first thing on the list is make the guns. So I've already sprite worked this out. So it's basically just, you know, actually putting it in the game and then drawing this onto the player. So we want Does that just work? I mean, it should work. If I test the game, I mean, this should just work. It might not be in the proper position, but yeah, I mean, it works. That's awesome. Like, it worked with no issues, except it's not in the right place, but that's okay, we'll fix it. It's like in between his pants right now, or in between his shoes. But the next thing, the last thing that we want to do to make this gun work is we need to actually change this depending on our image X scale. Because if our player's over here, our gun shouldn't be able to just friggin' turn whatever direction. We should have our player actually look in a direction as well. So we gotta code that in. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this next part literally took me like 35 minutes to actually do. So the actual shooting mechanic where the character propels himself into the sky and works with physics was not really an easy task and not something I should have done in an hour challenge. But after tons of trial and error, I finally got this to work, and here is the end result. So now I'm quickly just kind of building out the actual tile map that I created in Sprite so we can have a working environment for our character to test around with. And now with only 10 minutes left, the only thing we can do is create a hazard. So I made some spikes and made the level reset when you hit into a spike. And that's time. That's time. Okay, we did it. I actually did not think that there was gonna be enough time to add spikes. So let's see if they actually work now. And cross another thing off of our list. We did not get to as many things as I thought we were gonna do, but that's okay. Okay, let's see. Did they work? It works. It works when I land on the spike. Hold on, give me a sec. Give me a second to land on these spikes. It works, and it resets the game. They're not exactly placed correctly. They're like just floating on the grass. So that's not ideal, but I'm okay with it. I'm fine with that. It works. So that's all I care about. All right, so that wraps up day 2. So on day 3 of this game challenge, I decided to start by adding in an adaptive background that over time will get later in the day as you scale up the mountain, so that when you reach the peak, it's nighttime. And as you can see, we also have some new biomes to explore in this little sandbox environment, and water. Water's also pretty cool, so I made some water with unique physics, as I feel like it would be cool to add some water areas and also maybe some waterfalls to change up the air physics as you kind of scale up the mountain maybe. Okay, we're getting into the final stretch before actually building the map and polishing the game, so adding in some cool new features like new biome mechanics, a starter pistol so the player can increase in power as you scale the mountain to find your shotgun, and animals. We finally have the main component of the game that's literally based on hunting. Real frickin' animals. Now, while I'm building out the game's map to make our game, you know, actually playable, I want to quickly talk about today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. Brilliant is a cool learning platform that teaches science, math, and computer science courses. Personally, my favorite course is the Python course, as I have time and time again recommended this program to junior game developers looking to learn how to code for the first time, or for those learning a new language to boost their resume for developer jobs. There are tons of things you can learn, from brushing up on your basic geometry mathematics to understanding how light is filtered through a lens. Whether you are in school needing extra help, a parent with kids that want a fun way to learn, or far past your years of education looking to brush up on important subjects, Brilliant has everybody in mind. Oh, and would you look at that? In the last 40 seconds, while I made the sponsored ad, I built out the map, and it's looking pretty friggin' awesome. Okay, last thing. For the first 200 of you to go to my link at brilliant.org/Reece, you will get 30 days free and an additional 20% off your first year. I couldn't have designed this beautiful map without today's sponsor, so everyone thank Brilliant, and let's head into the final section of today's video. Did I succeed at making a fun and challenging rage game in 3 days?
Aww. It's a little dog. I'm not in hard mode, but I know I'm still gonna get angry. I landed on a tree. Oh shit. Okay, figuring out how to figuring out where I need to actually. Oh shit. Okay, now I kind of understand that, like, ammo is essential and I can't just be wasting it. You don't get anything from the animals, at least so far I haven't, but you can kill them, so then they don't just send you flying when you're standing on a platform, which is kind of convenient with the sniper. Okay, so now obviously I'm somewhere else. I'm really trying to kill these birds. It's not like super easy. I mean, it's not like super hard, but it's not super easy to kill them either. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, cool. Okay.
How'd it go?
I didn't make it past the red platform, so like, this game is a lot more challenging than you think it is. Like,
So after her gameplay, we decided to sit down and talk about a few problems that she had, things that just didn't really feel fair, as I feel like rage games, while being difficult, should still feel fair. So I went back into the game and I decided to increase the camera size so that it's easier to anticipate what is actually coming up. I made picking up ammo a lot easier by increasing the size of the collision mask. I increased the amount that you actually get from the ammunition pickups, and also the cap on the maximum ammo you can hold at one time, and then just kind of fixed around the map a little bit. Also, I just wanted to quickly mention that I have been working with another composer recently, Nathan Pines. So all the sound effects and music found in Greg Goes Hunting is made by Nathan Pines, and I will be working with him for future projects. So yeah, just check him out. A lot of the music I'm going to be putting on my YouTube videos will be by Nathan Pines. He wants to make a lot of custom tracks for the channel, so yeah, super cool. So if you want to play, I actually uploaded this game already on my itch.io account. So feel free to rage a little bit and play this game. I do have the easy version of the game and the hard version, where basically there's extra enemies and you always get reset back to the bottom of the hill after you get hit. So yeah, if you thought the game was hard before, well, this hard mode is definitely gonna induce some more rage. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If this video does really well and we get a lot of likes, I would love to actually expand this game and maybe release this as like, a game that I could put on Steam for like 99 cents with new levels and maybe even customization. Kind of like that thing that I thought I was going to do, but just didn't have time for. So yeah, I mean, this was made in literally 3 days. So if I could do this in 3 days, I don't know what I could do in 2 weeks, but I'm sure it would be a lot better than this. But that's pretty much it for today. Monster Tribe releases in a couple weeks, so I hope you're excited for that, and I hope to see you all soon.